Kristen, can you hear me? Yes, I can now. We can hear you too.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Kristen, can you speak again?
Yes, testing.
Perfect, thank you very much.
Okay,
We
excellent.
get about 3 minutes.
Okay, very good.
Oh, it's okay.
What's that?
Okay.
I put them back on, but I can't see anything.
We're going to call to order the local planning agency and zoning. Do we have a roll call, please?
Rick Bertel,
Here.
Ed Makowitz,
Here?
Dan Sullivan, not here, Michael Lentini, not here, Alan King.
Here.
Jean Allen. Here. Aaron Trauger, absent. Anybody who will be attesting to the site plan tonight, please step up to the podium. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the statement you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? Okay. We have Town Attorney Kristen Odinger joining us via Zoom. Hi, Kristen.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
You're all set.
Very good, okay. Well, we have the approval of the prior minutes. Do we have a motion? Or any discussion?
A discussion, I don't know how to do that, a motion to discuss?
Discussion?
Okay. I just was a little bit bothered by the way the wording on the motion by Member Allen, seconded by Member King to approve the site plan modification. I really didn't feel like I was approving a site plan. I was approving it for review by the town. I was approving like the addition of the window, walk-up window and awning for review by town officials. The way it's worded, it's like I approved.
That's because the site plan modification went to you guys for approval. Cliff had already reviewed it and approved it before it came to you guys. You guys make an approval on a site plan or on a site plan modification.
So he had already approved the additions?
Is that correct?
You had already approved the site plan with the additions and it was
I
okay?
don't approve the site plan, I just review it before you approve it.
You approved the application for the site plan.
Okay,
That's what you're being charged with doing,
Right.
is to look at the site plan modification and make a motion to approve it, to move forward, or to deny it.
I'm sorry, are you talking about the meeting minutes from last time?
yeah, the meeting
I
minutes.
think he's talking about the meeting minutes from last time. Before we approve the meeting minutes,
Right.
you have a concern regarding
Yeah.
those minutes.
I guess it's confusing to me because when I came from the county, we had a whole staff that reviewed site plans. And we, at the board, planning and zoning, just like made recommendations as to things that could be added or not. But the final review, because they know the code better, would be the town officials. So.
No, that's you as a board, you were the ones that approved.
Yeah, but don't y'all review the final plans?
No.
Oh,
The building plans, once they come to
Yeah.
me for the actual build, yes.
that's what I mean.
That's a separate thing.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Building is me.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Zoning and
Okay.
the ordinance
Cliff,
is
please
y'all.
pick up your microphone so Kristen can hear you.
Yeah, all of the permit application and review, that's all the building official's responsibility. But the
Yes.
approval for the site plan is you
Okay.
have purview over the ordinances.
Okay, okay. I understand. Thank you. I just was, the order that this came at us was what I didn't understand. So
Okay.
now it makes sense. Thank you. Okay, I'm okay with it.
Motion to approve the minutes?
Second?
I'll second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Okay, we have approved minutes. All right, new business. We have a site plan modification at 205 South Miramar. And do we have we gone over that, and how does it look?
We do. It's a simple modification where the approved, previously, the deck was elevated, and they're gonna leave it, the architect is here to speak, they're gonna leave it at existing elevation without elevating it. That's the only change.
Right. So they had to come back to...
Pretty simple.
Okay.
And he's here, Mr. Casey is here to speak to that, if you have any
Okay,
questions.
okay. Board have any questions about this?
So this is a modification to the site plan that was submitted and approved by the board on the January 7th meeting, right? Is that my
Yeah, it's a
understanding?
modification, taking away the raised deck and going just...
So are these the exact same sheets then that came to us at that time, simply with a clouded or dashed area on the front showing what the modification is? Or are these new sheets relative?
These are new sheets, these are gonna be submitted for permitting, because I had him just put all the details on here. But it's the same, it's the same as what was there. It's just the elevation is changing and dropping it back down. It's staying at the existing elevation. That's the only thing that's changing. Everything else is exactly the same.
But these are different sheets, is what my question
There
is.
are more detail.
Okay.
Any other comments?
Are there any, you're saying that everything in here is identical to the original submittal? There's nothing different other than what this modification pertains to?
That's it. But it was a change, so it had to come back to you.
So I have a question.
Yep.
Why the change? I mean, it's,
I don't know,
Seems-
I don't own it.
what,
Would you like to?
what, you couldn't elevate it and had some problems with it and decided to keep it down, or what happened?
At the direction of my client, we lowered
Can you please say your name and address for the record?
Casey Nelson. The address is 3280 North Westmoreland Drive, Orlando, Florida, 32804.
Go ahead.
We lowered the elevation just for cost savings, and once we were there, we realized with the view across the way, where it was sufficient. We just put high top tables instead of low tables, and instead of raising it to 24 to 30 inches, we just left the existing patio where it is, and we're going at a 1 to 20 or less slope down to the existing sidewalk, and we're just putting in the pavers to match the existing grade, basically.
All right.
Taking out the curb that used to be the drive-through bypass lane. And, you know, as it's shown on the plans, it's basically fenced in as required. And the details that we added were requested by Cliff for clarity, and everything's to code. And to answer your question, you stated, is it exactly the same? No, we've added detail to clarify. Originally, we asked for, here's an awning. Can we put the awning out there? Yes, we wanted to get an awning and get an approval that we could put it. Then give Cliff the details of what that awning would be comprised of. These plans show all of the details, how it's constructed, and that's
Right.
Basically, we're just, you know, augmenting information that was requested.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We have public comment from Jim Seaton. Okay. Anything else from the board? We have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second? Do we have a second? No second? We have some more discussion of why we might not have a second?
Well, I have, since it's a modification, so I'm on record of the original submittal as to why I voted against the approval of that, so, you know,
You don't
to
want a
maintain consistency, you know, there's nothing here that changes my mind about that, so I'll be consistent with that, that determination.
Okay.
I'm just thinking about it, and I really can't see why it wouldn't, I mean, why it might not even be improved being lower, so I would second it.
Okay. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
I oppose, again, based on my logic in the original site plan, which is still in place, from my understanding.
Okay. All right. Looks like we passed. Thank you very much. All right, next. Any unfinished business that we know about before we have a report from the building official? Anybody want to discuss anything else? No? A report from the building official, Cliff?
Well, there's going to be there was an interest a few years back. A lady wanted to bring in a food truck. And long story short, Paul ended up writing a food truck ordinance. So there's an interest lately of people wanting to bring in food trucks. So, and that requires a site plan approval. And you are the body that does site plan approvals, so you have to do that approval. So those may be coming your way, possibly. I think you can do 4 a year businesses, and there's several pages to this ordinance, so you probably should go ahead and read it and become familiar with it, because it is probably going to be coming your way. That's the only new thing that I can think of, but there has been an interest in that, so it's possible you'll be meeting for that.
So even though, I remember all that being done, and
Right.
it was to clarify the state's ordinance that there would be nothing that we would do, and that we did. So we do have to do a site plan approval every time somebody opens?
It's pretty detailed. There's
Yeah?
a lot of details in there. There's a lot of things for foot traffic and everything else, and where they can park out of the right-of-way on the property. There's a lot of things in there.
Is this just for a few days, or is it for something that they want to put for a
It
while?
would just be for an event for one day, or a weekend possibly, maybe.
okay.
I don't know. Probably just a one-day thing.
Hmm.
But they allow 4 a year. So. Food truck events. Right, and it's limited to, the different zones are limited, I think it's limited to 1 truck. At least in some of the zones. Like I said, there's a lot of details in there. You probably need to become familiar with that.
All right, very good.
So something like that, Cliff, you said a site plan, and you know, I guess we're reviewing site plans more and more. Do we provide, does the town provide the applicant our planning and zoning ordinance that shows the detail that's needed in site plans?
If they come in to do an application for one, we'll give them the copy of that section, I'm guessing, so that they can read it
And
know
follow
what
that.
they need to submit. Because they need to submit a whole plan.
I was going to say, something for these food trucks would be the exact same type of information and detail that's needed for any type of new solid structure to that extent?
Some of the
What,
similar
as far as what
details-
applies?
Some of the similar details, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think it would be helpful if, yeah, I'm glad to hear that the town gives our ordinance requirements for these site plans to applicants. That's good.
Well, and if there is an application received electronically, the ordinance is available online, and I'm certain we could accommodate any citizen applying by providing a link to the ordinance as well.
Best thing is to just, I'm not even that familiar with it, just read it. I don't even know what section it is, it's just something I was gonna let you know about that's coming up, or could be coming your way. I don't know how much interest there'll be in it, maybe something that's once in a blue moon, who knows, you know?
And Cliff, it's section 113-251, if anybody wants to take a look at it.
Thank you.
113-251.
And it does reference the necessity of a site plan.
One at a time, one at a time.
Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
Can you please stop? You can speak to the building officials separately after the meeting. Thank you.
Kristen, you have anything else you want to say while we've got you online?
No, I was just adding that in the ordinance, there is a reference to site plan approval under 113-27, which you should be familiar with, but that was it.
Perfect, thank you so much.
All right.
All right, anything else? All right, do we have a motion to adjourn?
A motion to
All right,
adjourn.
we got it.
I'll second that.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, we're adjourned. Thank you very much, everybody.
Have a good evening, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And is Christian, was her name?
Yeah, she is our interim attorney, or she's
She's
gonna
our
be?
attorney now.
She's the new attorney.
No longer Paul?